Hello, everyone. We're live. All one of you. Oh, it's been a weekend. Crazy weekend. Wow. Just one person here. Oh, got one like there. One person, one like. Hey, look at that. 100% likes. Oh, two people. Two people. Hey, hello, everyone. So I'm here kitting up this one that I was going to do for the Rude Crude Nude event of August. And, well, I kitted it up part way and I had a lot of static. So, y'all remember that? I put it in the freezer, and that's where it's been until 2 minutes ago. It's been in the freezer. You can see it's got all frosty. So, they shouldn't be staticky. And if they are, I have dryer sheets tonight. So, we'll wait and see what happens there. But yeah, so they're nice and frozen drills. Hi, Lisa. I figured I started kitting it up. I might as well finish and then maybe work on the painting for a little while. I don't know yet. The event obviously ended the end of August, and I never even got a drill put down on my canvas. August was a busy month. Hey, Cats Gallery. I had to work 2 Saturdays of August, and I went hiking on one of them. And so, yeah, August was a busy month, and I didn't get a whole lot done personal wise, except, well, that was actually September. Paul came this week. He was driving in Tuscaloosa for the big Alabama-Texas game all week. So he'd been staying here at the house, and Paul and I got together this week, and we deep cleaned and super cleaned this house. So that's what I've been doing all week long, cleaning until Friday. Friday was the last day I didn't have anything to do cleaning wise, at least for the main part of the house. My bedroom is still a disaster. We'll touch that later on. I'll touch that later on. It's not been kind of my catch-all room right now. It's like everything that was cluttery out in the living room just end up in the bedroom somehow. So it's a mess. But the living room, I've still got a little bit of clutter here on my desk. You can kind of see it over here if I pan up. There's a little bit of clutter right there. That's mostly diamond painting stuff up here in this corner. It's all my trays, stuff like that. And something y'all haven't seen there yet. A Bluetooth speaker that could probably go in a drawer somewhere that I never use. It's a cheap one that I bought at Five Below, and it sounds like horrible, like crap. And my Xbox controller and my headset, because I have been playing a lot of Call of Duty lately with my son. My son wanted me to get into Call of Duty, so I am. And I never really liked the game until now. And I stayed up all night Friday night. I got on with him and started playing, I don't know, about 7, 8 o'clock Friday night. And he logged off, and I wasn't really good at the game. He said, oh, the more you play, the better you'll get. And I'm like, I'm determined to get good at this game quickly. So I just stayed up all night Friday night and all yesterday afternoon playing Call of Duty nonstop, straight through. Getting better, still not great. Like, if I get 5, 6 kills in one match, I'm doing something. But I'll be honest with y'all. After that, watching that disaster of a game last night, and then getting up this morning and being just kind of, I almost did not feel like going live tonight. And I was debating up until the time I posted the announcement about it as to whether or not I was actually going to do it tonight. I just was not feeling it, and I just, but The show must go on, as they say. So here I am. Did take last weekend off. What did I do last weekend? Oh, I watched NASCAR last weekend. Yeah. Didn't really have a lot going on last weekend. Paul came down to drive for the home game we had last weekend, and he just kind of stayed all week. He just left this morning. Monday morning, we started cleaning. Monday morning was Labor Day. So I was off that day, and we started getting some cleaning done. Actually, I didn't do any. Did I do any cleaning Monday? I can't remember. I really can't remember. I think I did. Yes, I did. We started cleaning actually on Sunday night, and then Saturday morning got up and Monday morning got up and really hit it hard. And we cleaned pretty much all week. We shampooed the carpets, did the kitchen, mopped all the floors, did the bathroom. Everything is beautiful and shiny and clean except for a little bit of clutter here on my desk, and that's it. Hello, 9 people, and 2 of y'all are saying hi. Gotta be more of you there. Gotta be more there. But yeah, so I'm gonna start kitting up here, and we'll just talk about whatever hits us at the moment. You know what? I did not mind doing the carpet. The problem is I had to shampoo it twice to get all of the. It was just that because from being walked on all the time, it hasn't been done. I did it right after Amber moved out, like a week or so after Amber moved out. I cleaned up the living room and the kitchen and got everything nice and sparkly and pretty. And then I just kind of gave up on it from then on. And things were piled up. My living room was piled up almost as high as my desk around the side of the desk over here on the left side. And it's just every time I came in and did something, I used it. I put it on my desk over on the other side, and I just left it sit there. And so my big main desk that I started out using in my diamond painting, it just became a cluttered pile of catch-all mess. And the cats knock stuff off my desk, and it just stays on the floor. I got to do better. Drink Mountain Dews and Monsters and the empty bottles. I'd sit down beside me, meaning to pick them up and take them to the trash when I got up again, and forget about them and just end up with a pile of empty Mountain Dew and Monster cans sitting beside the desk, and it was looking pretty rough. Lisa, I had a lot of that. Hey, CC Angel, welcome. Lisa, does mine need to be done because my daughter's dog left his presents behind when they moved out? Yes. I have some of those presents from these 2 cats. I have a couple of holes in the carpet, and Hank likes to use them at times. And cat urine is the one smell you will never, ever, ever get out of a carpet. I don't care how hard you try. I don't care what kind of spray they tell you to use and put on it. I've tried everything you can imagine, and you cannot get that smell out. Once it dries, and it's been dry for a long time, it won't smell it no more. But when you go to shampoo your carpets, you reactivate it. I found that out. We shampooed the carpets on Thursday. I got up on Friday morning, and the house, we did it late Thursday night, and Friday morning, the house reeked. It just reeked of cat urine. It was bad. And so I went over it all again. It doesn't smell now. I don't know. Maybe we got rid of it. I don't know. But Berta, I am working on this one. It was actually for the Rude Crude Nude event that ran through August. I never got a drill put down on the canvas for it because these drills, when I was kitting them up, were so staticky. I stuck them in the freezer, and they've been there since 2 minutes, about 5 minutes ago now. Since just before I started the live, I pulled them out of the freezer. So they've been in there a month, so maybe they're not staticky anymore. I'm working on that painting right there. peroxide, Dawn dish soap, and baking soda with water. It took out the smell my daughter's cat left on. See, I've always heard white vinegar and water, 50-50 mix, spray it on the cat stains and scrub it out, let it dry, and it'll neutralize the odor, and it will also make it so the cats won't use that spot anymore because, well, they don't like the smell of the leftover vinegar that was left behind or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, the vinegar does make it worse. I've noticed that. When it reactivates it, it's even worse. It's horrible. All right. Let's see about kitting this thing up. And cold drills. It feels so weird. Okay, those are all 939s. A Racy DP. Yes. I've had this thing since 2018, I think. Yeah, 2018. It was the very first painting I bought off Wish, way back when I started diamond painting. And it's been in the closet ever since, just never got touched. And this year they did the Rude Crude Nude event. And I was like, that's the painting I'm going to do. It's been waiting for this event. And I pulled it out. To kit it up. And I got it about halfway, a little more than halfway kitted up. And the drills were just so staticky. I did it to my last live that I had. And the drills were so staticky that I couldn't do anything with them. So, no, it wasn't the last live I had. It was a live before that. I only did 2 lives in August. But yeah, they were so staticky I couldn't do anything with them. So I just stuck them in the freezer. And they've been there since the weekend before my Smokies hike. And the Smokies hike was the 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. So the weekend before that, the 12th, 11th, is when I stuck them in the freezer, and it's now September 10th. So yeah, a month. Yeah, I'm really surprised. YouTube did not pull down the thumbnail or the video from the last live. Didn't send me no notices of violations or anything. And I used that picture as the thumbnail for the video. YouTube didn't say anything about it, but when I shared the link to that live stream where I was kitting this up, Facebook did not like the image. And Facebook sent me a warning, wanting me to kick myself out of my own group that I admin. Because I did it under my page name on my Facebook group. And so they sent my main account, my personal main account, the email or the message stating that they recommend that I kick Diamond Paint with Diamond Dave out of my own group that is named after that same name. And I was like, no, I'm not kicking myself out of my group. So if any of y'all watched that game last night, that was horrific. That was a disaster. How a team can go from being the most powerful team in college football to playing the way they did last night, I will never, ever know. I swear it looks like Nick Saban literally went to the local high school and substituted the entire team for the high school team that he went to. That's all I can think of, the way they played. The Alabama-Texas game last night, Lisa. It was, for lack of a better term, it was a shit show. we started off good in the beginning. Alabama was good. We were running the ball on Texas. We were able to make some progress running the ball. And then, inexplicably, for no reason whatsoever, they just stopped playing running football and they decided to start throwing the ball for no good reason whatsoever. And when they realized that Jalen Milroe wasn't going to be this great throwing quarterback, Texas stacked their defense up in front to be able to keep us from using the run game again and forced us to keep passing and forced Milroe to look like a complete idiot. It looked like he'd never played football in his life. Meantime, I had 4 guys over here. I had Paul and a friend that came up from Auburn to drive up here this weekend, one of Paul's friends. He actually stayed Friday night and Saturday. He was going to stay Saturday night too, and then drive here today a little bit before going back to Auburn to go back to work. But he left last night, and so he's not staying tonight. He didn't stay last night. But the other 2 guys were some other Uber drivers from here in town that Paul invited over to watch the game at my place. So I had 4 of us here watching it, 4 or 5 of us. And we were loud and we thought it was great until we realized that there was no way Alabama was coming back in the 4th quarter. It just kind of deflated everything. Oh, yeah, the Buffaloes are going to be good this year. They got Coach Prime, and he's already making a statement as a head coach. He's like, they're 2-0. They beat Nebraska yesterday. Colorado's looking good this year. I keep telling everybody, all these other people that are college football people that I talk to, all my friends that follow Alabama, I'm like, you watch. Colorado is going to be in the playoff talks this year at the end of the season. Coach Prime going to run them boys undefeated this year. No, it ain't going to happen. Colorado ain't that good. You don't understand Coach Prime. What I think is happening is Deion Sanders is cutting his teeth being a head coach on the bigger stage at Colorado. And when Nick Saban retires, Coach Prime's coming to Alabama. I'm willing to bet it. I'll bet it right now. Everybody else says Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss, who used to be one of Coach Saban's assistant coaches, used to be our offensive coordinator. Everybody says, oh, Lane Kiffin's going to come over here and take over the team. That's who Saban wants to come over. No. Saban and Coach Prime do Aflac commercials together. You know they've been talking about that. So I'm kind of hoping that does happen. At least it'll keep Alabama relevant after Coach Saban leaves, because without Coach Saban, this team is nothing. They proved it the 15 years before Coach Saban was here. Oh, that's awesome, Cats Gallery. That's great. I got to go last weekend. I went to the first game for Alabama this year. I went to the Middle Tennessee State University game. My buddy Jordan, my hiking buddy, his dad and him have season tickets to all of the home games for Alabama, and they had 2 open seats. So he said, you want to go? And I'm like, yeah, you didn't got to ask, man. Just tell me when to show up. I'll be there. I was kind of wishing I'd have got to go to this one, but I'm glad I didn't, because I would have left a very angry person. I got so mad at one time. I think Jalen Milroe threw an interception straight to the Texas player. It's like, I mean, come on. We're wearing red. They're wearing white. You don't throw it to the white jersey, you dumbass. And he threw it right to a white jersey. A guy caught it, started running it back, and I just kind of slammed my fist down on the desk really hard And when I did, it knocked my monster can over. And so there's a little monster spill on my cover right up here. You can kind of see. But yeah, that's what's happened since, I went on the hike and I came back last week and I did, or the week after, and I did a live. And last week I went to the football game the night before, and Sunday we started cleaning. So Sunday night we were cleaning. That's why I didn't go live last Sunday night, because Paul was here and he was really wanting to get things done. And when Paul is here and he wants to do stuff like that, there is no, well, let me take 3 hours off and go live tonight. No, we're getting this shit done. So that's what we did. We worked in the kitchen all Sunday evening until about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Then Paul went to bed, and I stayed up for about an hour or two, played some baseball on my MLB The Show 23 on the Xbox. And then I went to bed and got up and went to work. And we got up Monday morning, I don't know, about 10 o'clock, 10, 11, got started cleaning, and we cleaned until, we finally quit on Monday night. We finally quit like, I want to say like midnight again. And then, it was 1:45. 1:45 in the morning we quit. Well, Sunday. Yeah. No, Sunday was the night we went from early in the morning and from 11 to 1, something like that. And then Monday we kind of quit a little bit early, and I played some more baseball and went to bed. And then Tuesday I went to work, and it's just been a busy week at work. And I did cleaning on the evenings after work all week until Thursday. So that explains my absence last week. And now I'm considering something. I was thinking about it just before I went live. And I'm thinking I might move my lives to a weekday in the evenings and make it an hour earlier, start it an hour earlier, and maybe shorten it to 2 hours instead of 3. I'm thinking. When I originally started this live, it was only supposed to have been 2 hours. Way back in 2019 when I started going live, I was going to go live for 2 hours. And there were so many people in my live and so much activity in the chat that I just lost track of time. We were having a good time. We were laughing, joking, carrying on. And I lost track of time, and I ended up going 3 hours. And the next time I said, okay, I'm going to stick to my 2 hours. And sure enough, ended up going 3 again. So I figured, okay, I might as well just keep it at 3 hours. And I've been doing that. Hey, Odd. And I've been doing that ever since Sunday nights for 3 hours. But I just got to thinking, Sunday is my weekend. And the time that I spend live is actually the last few hours of my weekend where I actually have time to sit down and relax, and there's nothing going on as far as, there's no sports on Sunday night that I watch very much. I mean, I might watch NFL game if the Ravens are on somewhere. That's about it. But Sunday night is like I kind of get to Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, and I feel like I just want to sit here and play video games or watch a movie to finish out my weekend and relax and everything. And then I end up thinking, oh, I've got to go live for 3 hours. And by the time I get done my live, it's time for me to go to bed and get up to go to work the next morning. And so it's like, I feel like I've wasted part of my weekend. I'm not going to say wasted time spent with y'all is wasting it, but it's just, I feel like I've spent some time on the weekend and had time there scheduled out that I could be using for things that I want to do before I get to go back to work. So I might start going on a weekday. I don't know which weekday yet. Um, Pretty much get off at around 5-ish every day. Some nights I don't get home until 6:30. Depends on where my last stop is and how long I have to drive to get back home and what time I start that last stop. So it could be anywhere. I get home anywhere from 5 to 6 usually. So if I went live at like 7-ish and ended at like 9. It just gave your live out on the spreadsheet that's being created and going on. Oh shit. Okay. Um, okay. I wasn't. I was both, Lisa. I was actually both. I started out doing just Lyft in North Dakota. Um, Started out doing just Lyft up in North Dakota at university up there in Grand Forks. And when I moved down here, I signed on in 2020. I signed on with Uber, and I did Uber here for a year before Uber decided they no longer wanted me on their platform because they said I had too many tickets, which honestly, I don't understand how that is because when they signed me on, I had the exact same 3 tickets on my record then when they signed me on as they did a year later when they did my annual background check and driving check. I guess their standard changed in a year. I mean, I did start in 2020 during the pandemic. Maybe they just needed drivers bad enough that they lowered their standards a little bit. I don't know. But 2021, a year later, when it came time for them to redo my background check every year, they booted me right off in the middle of the day, in the middle of the time driving. I was out doing airport runs in Birmingham, and I just finished up a ride, and it popped me off the platform and said, "You've been deactivated. See your email about the reasons." And what? Hello, Dawn Marie. All right, Berta, I will keep it this way for the time being. Then I'll see what happens. I might still only go 2 hours though. I might start only going 2 hours. How's that? I might cut it back to 2 hours to begin with, um, because I've noticed that my viewership falls off after 2 hours. Like from 8 to 10, I can maintain viewership, and then from 10 to 11 is when I start looking up and seeing that there's only like, you know, 3 people, 4 people left watching, and only like one person is even talking most of the time. So it's like, yeah, that last hour I think I can cut off. Oh, I loved Uber. Lyft here pays nothing. Lyft here pays their junk here. Up in North Dakota, I was making tons of money on Lyft up there. Moved down here, and I had to supplement my Lyft with DoorDash, which is why I ended up signing on with Uber. Um, I had gotten turned down for Uber when I first tried to sign up with them. I tried to sign up with them and Lyft at the same time in North Dakota, and that was 2018. And it was 20. It had to be 2018. And Lyft said yes, and Uber said no at the time. And so I never tried Uber again until I moved here. And when I was like, man, I'm having to supplement this Lyft with DoorDash, and because down here the rates for Lyft were horrible, and nobody here takes Lyft. Like nobody down here uses Lyft to get around to get a ride. They all use Uber. So I signed on with Uber, and I was making killer money here, especially on college game days in Tuscaloosa. Oh, $900 in a day, easy. Paul made. I don't want to speak out of school here, but Paul made 4 digits yesterday. Um, that's really good for Uber. Yeah. Thank you, Don Marie. Awesome. Thank you, Berta. All right. I'm in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Lisa. Home of the Crimson Tide. Alabama football. I live 4 blocks off of the campus and 6 blocks from the stadium. Yeah, Don Marie. You know what? Texas may have had our number, but we're coming. We're coming to Jordan Hare. Okay, Berta. I have 3 different accounts that I keep money in, and all 3 of them are at a 0 balance at the moment. So, which one would you like me to pay you out of? Actually, make that 4. I've got my Chime account, which is my main account that I use for my direct deposit for work, and it's basically my bank account. And then I've got Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. And I used to keep a little bit of money in all 3 of those, but I've got nothing in any of them right now. That would be the Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. They're all sitting directly on 0. Right now, my Chime account, they allow me to go 180 in the hole without any fees, so it's sitting at 180 in the hole. And my paycheck doesn't come until this coming Thursday. Which leads me to, since I got 16 here, which is the most I've had in quite a while, leads me to, if you look in my links down below here, right down there somewhere, you will see that I have merch. Yes, I do. And part of that merch, I just got some. I got this wonderful stainless steel cup with my logo on it and the Hank Custom and my name there at the bottom from YouTube. And then when you flip it over and roll it over, it's got my logo printed on that side. This is an awesome, it's very well printed. It looks like it's going to last a while. I don't think I would use anything abrasive to clean it, just a regular sponge, because you might scratch that off there, but it is printed on there really well. And it just looks pretty awesome. And it's a good stainless steel tumbler with the closing lid, 20 ounces. They let me buy it at a cheaper cost so that I can have samples. So every paycheck, I'm going to order a different sample item. I've got phone cases and T-shirts. I got T-shirts with the Hank Custom. I've also got ones that say I Heart DP on the back. I'm going to be having some with Aria on it soon. As soon as I can get a decent picture of Aria that would look good on a T-shirt or a hat or a cap. Or I've got totes. I've got crafting totes. Everything, hoodies. Yeah, go check it out, y'all. I don't make a ton of profit off each thing I sell, maybe $1 or $2, but you know, good way to supplement what income I have. Now I don't feel bad. My paychecks are getting nice, but they're just, between the bills and other things that I need to get, especially these cats. These cats are expensive. Cats are ridiculous expensive, y'all. If you don't have a cat, you wouldn't know this, but especially 2 of them. I got 2 different litter boxes that both need to get filled up, because you never know if one cat's just going to decide, hey, I don't like using the same litter box as the other one. And I got one in the bedroom because Aria, when she first came back here, she wasn't using the litter box with Hank, and she would go in the bedroom and just poop under the bed and cover it up with a sock if she could find one. And I get tired of that. My bedroom was smelling bad, so I ended up buying a separate litter box for the bedroom. And now Aria does use that one in there from time to time, and she uses the one out here that Hank uses too. I mean, cats are expensive. Litter is expensive. Man, you buy a big box of cat litter and it's like $30. Hi, Michelle. Hello, Connie. Hi, Jennifer. And then you have to buy, I bought the cat food, and you buy the cat treats, and I've got to pay money to get Aria fixed still. She just came out of heat not long ago, and there's a place here in Tuscaloosa I can take her, and it's like $75. I can get her fixed, but then I got to pay for her shots. I got to get Hank his shots too. He got his shots before he came to me from the shelter in 2019, but that was in 2019, so he hasn't had his shots since then. So I should get him his shots, even though he is not an outside cat. I still would much rather have him have his shots. No, the flea meds are good, Dawn Marie. We haven't had any itchy bugs in a while, so we're doing good. I got rid of those because I am an exterminator, and I can figure that out. And it took me some time, a couple of treatments extra, but I got them taken care of. Try 3 inside, 8 strays outside. I feed 2 times a day, plus treats, getting neutered and spayed. Oh, ouch. Oh, wow, CC Angel, that's a lot. But for the most part, dogs aren't really that expensive. I mean, you kind of got a special case there, having meds that are $2.60 a bottle to keep her alive. But for the most part, dogs are pretty well. Just got to buy a big bag of dog food, and depending on how big they are, the bigger the dog, the more expensive, because they just eat a lot more. But dogs, for the most part, usually aren't that much more expensive. You buy a few chew toys and some food, maybe a box of treats, and leash and collar. But man, these cats are ridiculous. And every time I go to the store, it's $45 here and $60 there. It's like my Lord, y'all, 2 little animals like this should not be costing this much money. Oh, and I got this, y'all. I don't know. I can't promise. I cannot promise anything, of course, as far as this goes, because I don't even know that I'm going to touch it this year, but I got it anyway. Yes, I did. I have 2 indoor cats, 6 outdoor cats, refuse to come in. I have 2 boxes in my room, 1 in the bathroom. Get your supplies from Chewy. They give you discounts when you do auto order. You know what? I was looking at that. Yep. Yeah, Jennifer Bruce, those are hot. Yes, I know. I did 2020 and 2021. The videos are back there in my lives. I don't know if I wrote one chip challenge on them or not. 2020 was okay. Wasn't bad. It was hot, but it wasn't ridiculous bad. 2021 kind of broke me of it. It was not a pleasant experience, and everybody got to experience it live. Needless to say, Amber had to hold down the show for a little while I was in the bathroom praying to the porcelain god very forcefully. And this one is really, really hot. It's made of the Carolina Reaper and the Naga Viper pepper, which the Naga Viper pepper used to be the hottest pepper in the world. until the Carolina Reaper took over that, I don't know, what, 6, 7 years ago. The Carolina Reaper took over as the hottest pepper in the world and knocked the Naga Viper off top. Now the Naga Viper is the 5th hottest pepper in the world, since there's been some other ones that have come out. And so, yeah, it's going to be a hot chip because that's what the chip is. It's not a tortilla chip coated with flavoring and hot stuff. It is a chip made out of dried hot peppers pressed into the shape of a tortilla chip. And it's a lot bigger than a normal tortilla chip. It's probably about that big. They're really big chips. And yeah, they are ridiculous hot. And then I also am going to start growing peppers here. I don't know if I showed y'all or not last time I was live. I ordered some peppers off of. I ordered some seeds off the internet. There they are. From the pepper that right now is in contention to beat out the Carolina Reaper as the hottest pepper in the world. It's called the 7-Pot Primo. And I ordered some 7-Pot Primo seeds from the Ghost Pepper store. And I'm going to start growing those here in the bedroom under a grow light and see if I can. What I would like to eventually do is work myself up to starting at jalapenos, working my way up through the ladder and building my tolerance as I go to being able to just eat straight up Carolina Reapers and such. Just straight, just biting the pod off the stem. That's what I want to start being able to do. I've been watching a lot of Chase the Heat here on YouTube lately. Johnny Scoville is his name. And that's what he does. Every video he puts up is him trying a different hot, super hot pepper. He does challenges where he eats like 20 of them. I would never do all that. But yeah, it's really neat. And he teaches you in some of his videos how to build your tolerance. If you don't normally eat spicy things, how to become a chili head, he calls it. And start off with like jalapenos. Eat a half a jalapeno until that really just becomes standard and it doesn't bother you anymore, and then work your way up to habaneros and eat a half a jalapeno and then eat a whole one, and then work your way up to habaneros, eat a half a habanero till it doesn't become a problem anymore, and then eat a full one, and then work your way up to like ghost peppers, and then work your way up the ladder to the Carolina Reapers. Believe it or not, Dawn Marie, like he said, you'll build a tolerance in your mouth really fast. Like that tolerance will build up really quick, but you will build a tolerance on the other end too. Not as quickly, but you will build a tolerance. Uh-oh, Lisa, that's not good. Now, where did I leave off last time? Oh, I left off at 8:19. I really should have my glasses on. They're in my backpack. Let me go get them. There we go. Never unpacked them after my hike. Sorry about that. I closed my glasses case and it popped shut. Dawn Marie, I am working on kitting up this painting that I started to kit up in August, but the drills were so staticky that I stuck the drills in the freezer, and the drills have been in the freezer until 5 minutes before I went live tonight, or 2 minutes before I went live tonight. So I'm working on that one. Jennifer, I went on a hike to the Smoky Mountains. I went up in Smoky Mountains August 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. I started out. I was supposed to start out and end pretty much at the same place. It was supposed to. It's up near the Elkmont campground in the Smokies. I was going to hike the Little River Trail, which starts right there at the Elkmont campground or next to it. And I was going to hike the Little River Trail up to the Sugarland Mountain Trail, up to the Appalachian Trail, walk across to Siler's Bald, and then take the Myrie Ridge Trail to Jake's Creek Trail, and end the other end of Jake's Creek Trail is right there at the Altamont Campground. You basically start and end in the same parking lot, basically. So I was going to do that and park the car there at that parking lot and just do the big loop over 4 days. It's about 30 miles is what the original hike was supposed to be. I got there and found out the Little River Trail. I got there on a Wednesday night before I started the hike. I took Thursday and Friday off. I went Thursday through Sunday. And I got there late Wednesday night, and there was there was a sign up that said the Little River Trail is closed Monday through Thursday. It's only open to weekend hikers. So I wasn't able to take the Little River Trail starting on Thursday morning. So I have ended up starting Thursday morning. I ended up parking there, getting a shuttle, paying a shuttle to take me to Newfound Gap. And I hiked Newfound Gap. I hiked on the Appalachian Trail all the way to Siler's Bald, and then the Myrie Ridge Trail to Jake's Creek, and just hiked back to my car, basically. I did that over 4 days, and it turned out to be 27 miles instead of 30, so it was a 3 mile shorter hike, but still a lot of fun. Enjoyed myself. My last live, if you go back through my last live, I did a whole live pretty much about the trip, showed pictures, video, the whole works. Had a great time. An absolute great time. And if y'all ever want to check it out, I've got some videos I still have to edit and put together all of the footage from, but I've got like 3 or 4 hikes worth of footage that I have not uploaded yet. But if you're into something that you can watch while you're diamond painting, and it's about hour-long videos each one, you can check out Dave's Backpacking Adventures, and that's my channel, my other channel here on YouTube. And I've got some of my previous hikes up, and a video about my gear that I carry and how I pack it all in my pack and everything else. So, and it did have a big announcement in there that I was going to hike the Appalachian Trail this year, but that didn't happen. So instead, Jordan and I are going to do it together. February 28th, 2026, his birthday. We're going to start the trail in Springer Mountain, Georgia. And we're going to end it hopefully on my birthday, August 17th, that same year, 2,139.4 miles. No, 2,193.4 miles. Aussie Collection, hello. Long time no see. Oh, it was wonderful, Jennifer. I love going hiking. I love being in the mountains. I love being on a trail. It's strenuous, but it's so much fun. It's just, it's an escape from reality for a while, and that's why I go. Oh, well, I'm so sorry to hear you're sick, but I'm glad you're here. Hi, Hi, Dawn Marie. So I'm guessing if I have not heard back yet from the Great Lakes Escape Retreat, since they did their lottery today for people who get to go, I'm guessing since I haven't heard anything back that I didn't get picked and I'm on the waiting list. I don't know. I did my form back when the day she announced it that we were opening up signups. So they said the lottery was supposed to be today, unless they just haven't done it yet. I'll see. Zoom. Yes. I will get with you on Facebook about that. I'll get an email. I've been checking my email today. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, we miss seeing you too. I'll see. We really do. Yeah, I'll get with you on Facebook Messenger about that because I don't know. It's been so long since we talked. I can't remember what all. Some I don't know. Yeah, it may be. I don't know. I'll just keep checking. And I have not put a single thing in a single box yet. 823s. Oh, I got two of those. Got my scissors. Oh, look at that. Still staticky. All right, y'all. The freezer trick does not work. They've been in there a month. And they're still staticky. So whoever tells you, put them in the freezer, it's a lie. It's a trap. Don't do it. Look at that. Look at that. They're not as staticky as they were. Like they're not jumping out of the bag and out of the container, but they're still staticky. Yeah, I'm just going to use the dryer sheets. Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they told people, unless they're just getting it all done and then going to tell everybody. I don't know. I'm not sweating it. I kind of would like to have been on the initial list so that I'm not, because of how expensive it is, and the longer you have to wait until the waiting list opens up, until they get to you on the waiting list, the less time you have to get it paid for. And where is my? Oh, there's my trash. Yeah, normally what I do, Lisa, and I'm gonna have to start doing it here. I take a dryer sheet and I stretch it out across my tray and I dump them into the dryer sheet, which I'm going to do now. Pull out my nice Firefly tray. It's got a cat hair in it. And pull out all but one of the inserts. And then I can just lay a dryer sheet across it like that and dump the drills into the dryer sheet, fold it up on there, kind of work the drills around in the dryer sheet, and then let them go into the tray, and then I can dump them into the box and they won't be as staticky. Let's see. Yeah, I just put a dryer sheet in this one, and that should handle over the next week or so. They should be non-staticky anymore. So what I'll do is I'll just keep cutting little pieces off the dryer sheet. I need to do that for the rest of those boxes too, is put a piece of dryer sheet in all of them, because I'm pretty sure they're all nice and staticky now too. There. We'll just do it that way. And you know what? They'll make the drills smell good too. Just put the money inside just in case. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll put some aside anyway. I've got to start saving money now because that Appalachian Trail hike in 2 years, a year and a half, is going to be rather expensive. I would have done it this year if I wouldn't have to go through that $10,000 I had sitting in savings. I'd been gone this year. In fact, I'd probably be just getting back home now from the trail if I'd have done the Appalachian Trail this year. I'd have left March 20th and had just finished it up. Most people that started late March are just now getting to Katahdin. So, but if we're going to start late, we're going to start February 28th. So we're getting about a month head start on most people that hike the Appalachian Trail. So we'll be finishing sometime in August. And the plan is right now, start on his birthday, February 28th, finish on my birthday in August. That's 2026, not next year. 9/17, 9/17, right there. All right. Let's just do this way. Let's see if this makes a mess or not. Oh, they're staticky already. I can tell they're like not wanting to fall down into the thing. You can see them there. Oh, that's not good. It's a beautiful, brilliant magenta pink, though. Yeah, they're not jumping out of the plastic like they were, so it's not as bad. But freezing definitely does not remove all the static like everyone thinks it does, because these are still stuck in there pretty good. Let me take a look. It's upside down. The hole is on the bottom. Here, we'll bring this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing there. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do, Dawn Marie. I mean, my paychecks are really good here lately. Like, I've gotten myself all caught up on all my bills and current and keeping them caught up and still having a decent chunk of my paycheck left over every 2 weeks um, after the bills are paid. So I really cannot complain. Um, Once these paychecks started rolling in the size they are now, I was able to easily catch everything up. I went from being in the hole and eating whatever concoction I could make from hot dogs and whatever I had around the house to I ain't got to worry about it no more. So I ain't got to worry about too much whether or not I'll be able to pay it and get it caught and get it paid because I would be able to do it easily. I may even try to get it paid off early so that way I don't have to worry about it all the way through until next year. Because I can do that now. And I didn't tell y'all, I just bought the new Xbox Series X. So I have that now instead of my old Xbox One. See, I put them in there, rub them around in the dryer sheet, get them all destaticized. Look at that. Perfect. Yep, I dropped a couple of them. And I got to get that piece of plastic out of there. Put the lid on. Nope, there's one. Oh, it wasn't closed. Uh-oh. It wasn't closed. I had a bunch of them came out. Okay. All right. We'll fix that problem. Let me sweep them into the tray there. That's what the lid is good for, y'all. Make sure that's closed. Put a dryer sheet in there. And flip the switch. Look at that. Ha-ha. Hi, Dreamer. Yeah, you're a little late, but, you know, nobody said you had to be on time. This ain't a job interview. 939s. There's a bunch of them. Oh, this is going to be a mess. Okay. Dryer sheet in. Let's chop these apart. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. One of these boxes will hold 15. One Harbor Freight container will hold 15 of these small packets. I know that from experience of trying to stuff as many drills in as I can. So we'll put that up there for now. Lay that right there. Oh, yes. Now these are different. This plastic thing is different than some of the others. The other ones are like that crinkly, thinner plastic, where these are like a thicker, almost like baseball card sleeve plastic. It's like they couldn't decide what kind of plastic to use on the drill packets. These are really, really full of static. And I forgot to put the dryer sheet there. Put them in. Ugh. Okay. Tell you what we'll do. I'll do this. And then that. And slide them down in there. They don't even want to come out of the tray. The static is so bad. They just want to stick to me and tray. And they want to jump out of the tray. You know, I've not had this problem with DAC drills ever. Like, I don't think I've ever done any staticky DAC drills. It's always these Chinese diamond paintings from Wish and AliExpress that do this. Look, I have got this thing. No, I don't. It's not open. They're not even wanting to come out of the tray into the dryer sheet. This is nuts, y'all. Oh, hello. I forgot that comes out. Okay. Oh, and these 939s, you can actually see that they're blue and not black compared to some. What the hell is that? Oh. Okay. All right. Now, close up the tray. Lay that on top. Hi, Arya. Are you sniffing the box over here? Huh? Yep. She's just passing through. Oh. Yeah, as always, yeah. She jumped up here, she jumped up, she walked around behind the camera here, and she stopped and she sniffed the lid of my box, which is leaning on the tripod for the camera. Right there. And then she just kind of walked around behind it and walked over onto the other desk and then jumped down off the back behind my chair. I guess she just wanted to know what was going on up here. Come on. Sticking to me. Quaker parrot. I don't think I've ever heard of a Quaker parrot. I mean, I know what Quakers were back in the day. They were a subset of the Christian church that had kind of a really strict belief system. In fact, Benjamin Franklin was a Quaker. Man, these things are jumping out all over the place. I got one over here, one up here, and they're over here. And sticking to my fingers as I, ugh. There we go. That should help the problem some. I fold it up, put them in there like a tea bag at the bottom, and just use my fingers to move them all around in there. No, I do not, Lisa. I do not have a can of Static Guard. I didn't even think about that. Dreamer, the job is okay. It's going better. It's still kind of stressful, but it's okay. They've started getting on us now. What I was doing was I was getting off work, coming home, spending about an hour or so in the evenings calling the schedule for the next day, getting that done, going and doing it. But they are getting adamant about making sure we're scheduled 3 days in advance, completely booked for the next 3 days out. So now we got to start doing that. As of September 1st, they're checking up on us to make sure we are. and they're constantly reminding us every day. Make sure you're scheduled 3 days out. Make sure you're scheduled 3 days out. Right now, I am scheduled for Monday, Tuesday, and probably half of Wednesday. I don't have Wednesday completely booked, but I can find some things to throw in there that are ones that I don't need to call ahead about and let them know I'm coming. I can just show up, do the yard, do the outside of the house, and leave. That I don't even need anybody home for. So I've got some of those that I can just add in there for Wednesday afternoon. So I'm not too worried about it. Hey, Diamond Queen 2020. Oh, they're illegal in some states. Oh, wow. So yeah, I spent some time early this afternoon making some calls, sending some texts, getting it lined up. So I've got pretty much the next 3 days scheduled, so I don't have to worry about doing it. Now each night I can call and just schedule for like 3 days from now. The problem was I was having trouble with was, say Monday I get off of work and I call to try to schedule for Tuesday. A lot of times it's hard to get people lined up just a day in advance. I've noticed that. The main reason why they want to schedule 3 days out is that way, if somebody calls in, they want to try to get, like if somebody calls in like a regular customer that hasn't been done yet this month and they want to schedule for this month, when they call in, their policy is to try to get them an appointment as quickly as they can following the day they called in. If you're booked out for the next 3 days solid, then they can only do them for the fourth day because you won't have any open slots on your schedule. So that's why they want to do it, so they can ensure that they can get customers in the timeliest fashion without messing up our plans. And because we are meant to schedule our own stops, so we have it planned out the way we want it. They want to be able to meet our plans when customers call in and say, hey, you need to come back. I saw some more bugs or whatever. They can get them in as quickly as possible and not mess with our plans. Because if they were to do it and they were to just put them in there, and they do it a lot to me because I'm usually not scheduled 3 days out. So they'll like look at tomorrow and they'll go like, oh, Dave's got an open slot right there. But they don't look at where I'm at that day. If I'm all the way down in Demopolis, Alabama, or Greensboro, Alabama, an hour and 40 minutes for one, 45 minutes for one, and an hour for the other away from town, and then they'll just throw somebody in an open slot that I didn't have filled yet, all the way back up here in Tuscaloosa. And there's just no way possible, unless I have a teleport button on the truck, to be able to get all the way back to Tuscaloosa to do that one. And then I end up having to call that customer up and say, hey, look, they didn't look. They just stuck you in an open slot that I had. I'm actually down in Demopolis today. I'll be in Tuscaloosa tomorrow. Can I go ahead and add you to my schedule for tomorrow and have to change it up on them? Well, then by then, they've already made plans to come home at lunch or take the morning off of work or whatever, and it just messes everybody up. So I can understand them wanting to be 3 days out, so that way they can do what they got to do and not mess with what I got to do, and then there's no animosity there between me and the girls in the office for not looking at a map or looking at least at the town that I'm in that day. Because I know the girls around here know where those towns are. The ones in Georgia now at Special Ops, they do not know. They will not look at a map. Every one of my stops says, expected duration 30 minutes, expected duration 15 minutes, expected duration 60 minutes. I actually have some that goes 60 minutes. What they'll do is they will look at the schedule you already have made. So that doesn't matter to them if I've got 9 scheduled all day long, and according to me and how much time I know it takes to get from one place to the other, scheduled out. But let's say I'm going to start my morning off going down to Greensboro, 49 minutes away from here, 45 minutes away from here, to do 2 houses, and then I'm coming back to do a Tuscaloosa the rest of the day. Well, I've got to put that drive time in. I've got to include that drive time in my schedule where I don't book anything for that little period of time. So that 45 minutes after that, well, I've got that stop plus 30 minutes. So I've got to allow 30 minutes for the stop, and then I've got to allow 45 minutes of drive time back to Tuscaloosa. Well, the girls at the office look at it, or special ops, when they call in, they look at it and they go, oh, Dave's got an open slot right there. And I've actually seen them do it to where I only had 30 minutes of drive time built in. And they slid a 30-minute stop right in there to where there's no way in the world that I could possibly get to that appointment on time. But because their thing says it should only take 30 minutes to do a stop, if they see a 30-minute gap in there anywhere, they slide it in there. And that's why I always said I just wish they would stop doing that. If you get a call back come in, or you get somebody that calls in and wants to schedule an appointment, you forward it to me by email or by Teams message. I will call that customer right back while I'm driving or whatever, and I will schedule that appointment. That way it fits in my schedule and y'all aren't messing with my schedule. I really wish they would do that. And from what I understand, the company that the office I work at used to be, before Arrow bought them out and turned it into Stark, DC Scientific used to have the office would schedule your stops for you and just give you the paper and say, oh, here's your stops for today, go do them. I would much rather that, to be honest with you. I'd much rather them hire somebody to schedule for us and just hand me my sheet of stops for the day and let me go do them. I think that would work out much better. But, you know, I'm getting there. And I'm going to set an appointment very, very soon. I'm going to go look at getting on some ADHD meds to make that a little bit easier on me. I won't be as when I'm sitting down trying to do all this scheduling. I can actually keep track of what I'm doing, and it doesn't get all confusing when I have to do too many things at one time. And because I have discovered now, somebody let me try their Adderall, and it made a world of difference in my focus and how much I could do and get done and accomplish, and how easy it was to look at things through a normal person's eyes and with a normal person's brain for once. And I need to go get on it. So I am going to go have a doctor's appointment and see about getting on some Adderall. I just pulled up the insurance information the other day. I've had insurance now since April. And I just haven't had time to sit down and register on the Cigna app that they have. And so I just did that on Friday while I was at work. I registered on the app and got logged into it and all. So now I've just got to wait till tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll start making phone calls about the doctor I'll make my appointment probably for next week because I don't get paid till Thursday. Maybe I'll make the appointment for Friday. I don't know. But if I make it for next week, then I can make my schedule out that I can leave myself that time off, because my company actually provides me 4 hours of PTO time that's not doesn't take away from my vacation or my sick leave or anything. It's 4 extra hours of PTO time for my annual checkup every year. They want us to be healthy and go for our annual checkups. So they give us 4 hours of PTO once a year to do our annual checkup. So I'm going to go do that and take my 4 hours of PTO for it. A lot of guys at our office are quitting because they say our insurance is horrible, because you get a lot of surprise bills because they all of a sudden decide they don't want to cover that, like colonoscopies, unless it's medically necessary colonoscopy. From what I understand, you can go in and the doctor will take the insurance information down and you'll go in and have the procedure done. And then next thing you know, you're getting this huge bill for a colonoscopy because our insurance plan won't cover it unless it's medically necessary. I think that's a load of bull, because they tell you should get a colonoscopy every year once you hit 50, which I have now done. Can't believe I'm 50 years old, y'all. I never thought 50 seemed old when I was a kid. Like, I thought somebody would be 50 years old, that means they're old. Like, 50 seemed so old. And now it's like, I'm 50, but I don't feel like I'm that old. Oh, yeah, Diamond Queen. Caffeine does work for ADHD. I mean, no doubt it does. But my problem is this, okay? It's not the calm that I can do. It's not that I need because I'm hyper. No, it's not that. And I am kind of hyper. But it's, for me, it's I can do one thing at a time. If I don't just do one thing at a time and finish it completely before moving on to the next thing, the first thing that I started doing will be either left undone, mainly because when I try to go back to do it, I can't remember what the hell I was doing, and I just give up, or things will get messed up in the process. Like right now, it's like when I get to work, okay, my typical stop, I get in the truck, I have to remember all these things. I get out of the truck, I got to click start on the app on the stop I'm going to, so that it starts me on the timer, or it starts me on my time for the stop. And then I have to close the truck up. I've got to pull the cones out of the back, put one cone in front, one cone in back if I'm parked on the street. Then I got to go in. I got to grab my bag that I throw over my shoulder with my little sprayer in it and my baits and everything that I carry. I got to go in there. I got to go inside. I got to go do all the inside stuff that I got to do in there. And I got to come back out, put the bag back in the back seat of the truck, and then I've got to mix up my chemical in the backpack sprayer, and then I've got to spray the outside of the house, come back, put the backpack sprayer back in the truck, and then I've got to sit down and do all of the digital paperwork for that stop. I've got to, tell it what rooms I sprayed chemical in, what kind of chemical I sprayed there, how much chemical I sprayed there, and what specific spots in the room I sprayed for every little bit of that house. And then I got to go back in and get the customer to sign it and pick up the check from the customer for that service, go back out to the truck, put that check information in there and the payment information, complete the stop, write all that stuff down on a sheet of paper, what time I got there, what time I left, how much they paid, what the check number was, all that stuff on a piece of paper as well. And then I can go on to my next stop. Okay. Now, if the customer interrupts me halfway through that process, especially at the end after I put the backpack sprayer back in the truck, and the customer comes out and says, "Oh, here, I just want to give you this check now, whatever, blah, blah, blah," they've interrupted my process. And then I'll get done with that, and then maybe we'll talk about something. Maybe we'll talk about the game this weekend. We'll talk about whatever for a few minutes while we're standing there. And then I will just forget whatever I was doing. And sometimes I'll leave the backpack sprayer not chained in because I've got like a bicycle chain lock that I use to, lock it into the truck. I leave the tailgate down. I forget my cones. I've left my cones there before, pulled right off and drove away without them. Things like that. And then I end up, backpack sprayer falls out the back of the truck, costs the company $300. They threaten to fire me. I've gone through 3 backpack sprayers since I've been there. Yeah, for that exact same reason. So I've got to do what I'm doing now, or the routine that I'm doing now. If I keep it a routine and I do it, I don't fuck up. But if I don't stick to that routine, or something interrupts or breaks that routine, I screw up. And screw ups are expensive in this job. So I need to get on something that stops that part of it. I can sit still in the same spot for hours upon hours upon hours. So as long as I am doing something, or I have something I can concentrate on, I can sit still for hours and hours and hours. Other times, if I don't have anything to concentrate on or whatever, or I'm indecisive about what I want to do, I can get kind of antsy, and I'll just get up and walk around in circles in the living room because I think it's going to do something or whatever. I don't know. I'll get up and I'll walk to the refrigerator and come back and sit back down. Then I'll get up and walk in the bedroom and I'll come back and sit back down. And for no good reason whatsoever, because I had no purpose whatsoever for going to the refrigerator or the bedroom, other than I needed to get up and move. So yeah, that's what I figured. When I took that Adderall that day, I was just like, wow, I can be doing this task. I can stop and go do this one, and then stop that one and go do this one, and I can come back and complete all of them without messing any of them up. That was amazing. I was like, oh my God, I can multitask without messing anything up now. And I can keep everything straight in my head. And it just keeps me like, now it does have the added effect of kind of giving me the zoomies a little bit. Like I was like cleaning at a record setting pace that day. I was getting stuff done. Like phew, phew, phew. It's almost like a cat after he poops, man. I was phew, 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 getting everything done around the house. But it was like, it was so cool because I'd be working in the living room and I'd find something like a can of lotion or a jar, a tube of lotion or something that I knew needed to go in the bathroom on the shelf, right? And so I'd take it into the bathroom and I'd look at the bathroom and like, oh wait, that needs to be cleaned over here real quick. I go ahead and clean that. Next thing you know, I'm in the bathroom for 35 minutes cleaning something else that I didn't even go in there to clean. I come back to the living room and I picked right up where I left off in the living room and left nothing undone. And then I could do that. And oh, there's a plate that needs to go to the kitchen. Okay, take it to the kitchen. Oh, there's something that needs to be done in there. I'll go ahead and do that. Next thing you know, I'm working in the kitchen, getting it half clean before I come back to the living room again. And I pick right back up where I left off in the living room again. And it was like so amazing. I've never been able to do that. And I thought, okay, I need this medication. That's what I need. That's the answer to my problems with everything at work. So yeah, I got a new outlook on life now. Now that I know that I can go to a doctor and get this, and I can be normal again. At least normal for the first time in my life. Because my boss didn't understand it. That was the problem. He doesn't understand because he doesn't have ADHD and he's never dealt with somebody, at least on a personal level for him, that does. So he doesn't understand how our brain works and how we aren't just able to do it. Because he would just say, he'd say, You just got to remember to lock that thing up. Well, I do remember to lock it up. Every single stop, I remember to lock it up, but something happens that stops me from doing it when I'm used to doing it in my routine, and I forget to that quickly and that easily. You know, it's not not a matter of you just need to start doing this, because I can't just start doing that. It's not the way I work. It's not the way I think, and it's not my fault. I can't think any other way by myself. It's like telling a person just broke their leg, you know. Well, you've just got to get up and walk, you know. Okay, I'll try. You know. You're going to see how well that advice works. I had to work last Saturday. I had to go to, was it last? No, it wasn't last Saturday. Saturday before last. I had to work and do like 30 houses in one housing development that I do. And it only takes me about 3-4 hours to do 30 houses there. And I was supposed to get up and be at work and start on at late 8 o'clock in the morning, but I figured it's Saturday, right? Saturday's not a normal work day. Why does it matter? Well, I didn't think that. I had the alarm set for early. I just didn't hear it. And I didn't wake up until noon. Paul came in the room and woke me up. He came in the room, woke me up and said, "Hey, Dave, didn't you guys go to work today?" I'm like, yeah, I do. What time is it? He's like, noon. I'm like, oh shit. I'm running around the house, called the boss up, and the boss says, "I don't know how you can sleep that much. I don't know how you can sleep that late. I can't, I don't even have to worry about having an alarm because I get up before my alarm goes off anyway every morning. I just naturally wake up then." I'm like, well, good for you. I, I, I wish we would start work at noon every day because I sure as hell don't like getting up at 5:45 in the morning. I find that hard most days. I mean, it really has nothing to do with the fact that I normally stay up until 2-3 o'clock in the morning, but because there's so much in life that I want to do and so many things that I want to do every day that I can't accomplish those in the 4 or 5 hours between the time I get home to when I should go to bed. And so I end up staying up until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to accomplish those things that I want to do and to be able to have the fun time that I want to have, because life would be boring as shit if all I did was wake up at 5:45 in the morning, go to work until 5 o'clock in the evening, come home, sit down, eat, maybe play a game for 2 hours or whatever, and then go to bed every day. Life would be boring as shit. And I would hate it. And I look at it in a sense of there's 24 hours in a day. 8 hours is a third of a day. If you sleep 8 hours every night, there's a third of your day gone, sleeping. 8 hours gone, sleeping. A whole third of your day. Now you spend a third of your day, 8 hours at work every day. That's another whole third of your day gone. You get to go to work, doing something for somebody else, everybody else, whatever. You're not doing anything for yourself other than making some money. All right. That leaves you 1/3 of your day, 8 hours, to do things that you want to do. And out of that 8 hours, you have to get ready to go to work. You got to eat. You got to get ready for your next day at work. So you got to get your clothes ready. You got to do laundry. You got to clean up your house. You got to do whatever. It still doesn't leave you much time to do the things you want to do outside of work and sleep. So I'm determined to take back as much of that other 2/3 of the day that I can take back. Now, I can't stop working 8 hours a day. Got to do that to make money. So the only other place to gain back any of that time is to cut out the amount of sleep time that I have. So that's why I end up staying up to sometimes 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Or like I did yesterday, I got up on Friday morning, went to work, came home, sat down in the evening and played Call of Duty with my son for a while until he logged off. And then I stayed up all night, Friday night, playing Call of Duty. Instead, played Call of Duty all afternoon, all morning, and most of the afternoon on Saturday, and then watched the game last night, and then went to bed about an hour after the game. Slept until, I don't know, 10 o'clock this morning. Got up and kind of just vegetated most of the day. I haven't played a game. I watched some YouTube, mostly videos about the football game last night and the fans' reaction to it, which, isn't very positive. It's hard to be positive about that game. That was a shit show. I swear Nick Saban went to the local high school and got recruited players and replaced the team. I will believe that till the day I die with how bad they played yesterday. They were so bad they made Texas look like a Super Bowl team. Well, there's no Super Bowl in college, but they made Texas look like a Super Bowl caliber pro team. And Texas ain't that good. Texas's quarterback is not that good. He has struggled his entire college career with throwing balls over 20 yards for a touchdown. And last night he got his first career 20-yard plus touchdown pass against what's supposed to be the best football team in college football of all time. They were not last night. Oh, 947. Oh, look at that. One little tiny packet of 947. Little lonesome guy there. I hear a cat. Where is a cat? I hear the cat. Hank and Aria, you stop it. Hank, you leave her alone. All right, somebody tell me this. Aria is not in heat, has not been in heat now for 2 weeks. Okay? She's been out of heat for 2 weeks. Hank, all of a sudden, the other night while Paul and I were cleaning, what was it, like Tuesday, I think? Hank, just out of nowhere, no warning whatsoever, nothing, jumps up and tries to mount Aria, biting her so hard on the back of the neck while he's mounting her that she's like crying, like hissing at him, trying to get away from him, and he's holding her down like forcefully. And he has never, ever done that before. And he did it again. He's been doing it now since then. And I don't understand why he's doing it. Now, there's one thing about a bad night, Dawn Marie, and there's a night where they look like a high school team. And have you ever seen a Nick Saban team look like a high school team? I mean, they looked horrible. You got the quarterback throwing the ball to the wrong team, looking like he almost did it on purpose. You've got 8 of the biggest guys in college football on the offensive line, and they can't even stop a 3-man rush coming at them. 8 guys, 8 350 plus pound guys, 6'4", 350, can't stop 3 guys from getting to the quarterback? It makes no sense to me. Texas is not that good. We made them look better than what they are. I mean, they're good. Don't get me wrong. They're okay. They're good, but they're not that good. Hank, you stop. Stop. He's bugging her now. He's trying to pick on her and pick fights with her. Yeah, but see, that's the thing is he was not mounting her at all. Like, not since we've had him. I mean, he's tried like once or twice when she was in heat, but nothing even, he was half-hearted attempting then. It wasn't like he acted like he didn't even know what the hell he was doing. But this time he was like full on 100% like going for it. And I've never seen him do that. And he just started recently doing that, and it's kind of weirded me out a little bit. Somebody else told me it's because we're changing the environment by cleaning things up, and I'm like, why does that have to do with him mounting Arya? I did look it up, and what I can gather is it's also a sign of dominance. He's trying to establish more dominance, which he has not been doing with her. She has basically dominated him since we got in her back here. He doesn't go in that bed. He's scared to death to go in the bedroom. That's her domain. She chases him out of there. Like, at night I'll go to bed and she'll come in there and she'll climb up on the bed and meow and make biscuits on me and the whole works. Hank will sit at the door and watch. He will not step foot in that bedroom. Yeah, he's fixed, Lisa. In fact, Paul even asked me, he said, "Are you sure he's fixed?" And he lifted Hank's tail, and Hank still has what looks like he has his balls there. They're still, his sack is still rounded and like it's full and has stuff in it. But his paperwork says they did a testicular removal, so he is neutered. Oh, they only take one? Oh, I thought they took both of them. Well, I guess that might make some sense then. Well, if they only take one testicle is still enough to make enough stuff to get her pregnant, get a female cat pregnant. Because there's plenty of men that only have one testicle that can still get a woman pregnant. Oh, okay. I guess I'm not an expert on cat testicles, so I don't know, but I'm just going off of what I know about people. Hi, Hank. you doing, buddy? You want to come over here? You want to come over here and say hi? Or is just too much stuff on the desk in your way? Huh? Come on. Hey. He's like, no, there's stuff on the desk and you're going to get on me if I step on it. Come on. He's just standing over here beside the side of my light pad looking at me like he don't know what to do. Nope. Now he's going to jump down. He's like, okay, I don't want to be on the desk that bad. It's okay, Hank. It's all right, buddy. Mm, 3608. These 4 here. Almost got it done. Put a piece of dryer sheet in there. This one doesn't appear to be as staticky. We will find out. Yeah, it's not as bad. Hey, that one there came right out. Look at that. I've noticed these thin, flimsy ones are better than the thicker ones that they had for some of the colors. And I don't have any more that have the thicker plastic ones. So maybe these thinner ones won't be as staticky. Yeah, look at that. All but one came out. And that one is just because it's stuck at a spot that I didn't actually cut it across the opening. Ooh. Oh. Ding. Okay. That makes sense. That makes complete sense. I mean, I knew he tried when she was in heat. Like, he'd like get over top of her and stand over top of her and mount her like half-ass mount her. But he just would act like he has no clue what he's doing. It was actually kind of comical to watch. Yeah, I had read somewhere that they'll still try, and I knew that they would when she was in heat because he would, or at least, kind of partway go through the motions. It just, he never got as like forcefully into it then as he did this past week, and she's been out of heat for 2 weeks. But that situation is going to change soon, so I'm getting her fixed. Paul actually wanted me to get her done this week, and I told him I didn't have the money to do it. And he said, "Oh, I'll pay for it if we can get it done this week." But we never really discussed that again. So I'm not going to let him pay for it, and I can do it when I get paid. That's not an issue. Okay, the dryer sheet is doing the job, y'all. $38.03. I got one little packet again. Well, the problem is this dryer sheet is actually leaving like little white powdery things all over the drills. But I guess that'll come off when I've never had a dryer sheet do that before. But I guess that'll come off when I get done. I'll go over it and wipe it all down, I guess. I have to separate them when you're not home because he will try to mount her after she gets fixed for the first couple of weeks because she'll still have that hormonal smell, trust me. But for these outside cats, I have to separate them and put the females in the back deck until they heal. Thank the maker. What? What's the matter, Hank? He just told me all about it there about something. I don't know what he was telling me about, but he was telling me about something. Call them nonprofit, see if they can help you with the bill. I guess the place takes donations or you can't afford. The place that I found that's here in town does it for $75, so I can afford that when I get paid. That's not a big issue. Got to be perfect. So, yeah, I can do that and take her over there. It's just right here in town. Just have to go drop her off one day. So it means I'll have to take the time out of work to go do it, and then take the time out of work to go pick her back up. But since I'm at a job where I pretty much schedule my own hours, I just got to tell the boss, hey, I'm going to need a time block for this time here because I've got to go do it. I'd kind of like to pick her up in the evening when I get off of work to be able to bring her home so that way I can properly care for her that evening instead of just bringing her home, dropping her off in the house and taking off for, another 3-4 hours. Really, that's all you wanted to do was just walk across there and walk back. He walked across, stopped, turned around, and just walked back, and now he's sitting on the side that he started on. Oh, you're so funny, Hank. This is why we love the Hank. Yeah. He's so much. He's such a good boy. Yeah. He tries to be anyway. 38, 32. It's these right here. Oh, these. There we go. Oh, these are really staticky. Haha. I got dinged again over here. Oh, okay. Let me check. I just got a text to check my email, and I don't see anything that wasn't there earlier. Let me check this one and see. Nope. Nope, I don't see anything in my email that's any different that was. Nope. Yeah, on this kit, Dreamer, they do. But now this kit was originally put together and mailed and has been in my closet since I'm going to say late 2018, early 2019. So between all that moving around and everything else, because what causes the static is the different types of plastic that are rubbing against one another and that kind of thing. It's sort of like the same thing as rubbing a balloon against your hair and then sticking it to the wall. It's the same process in drills. The drills are made of a resin of some sort, and the little packets are made of a different kind of plastic. And when they rub together, it causes static electricity. Um, and that's what happens. So these things have been in those packets now since 2018. So they've got some static built up in them for sure. And yeah, they were pretty bad. Uh-oh. Are those the same color as those? How did those get out? Okay, it's weird. I'm not sure how they got out, but they escaped with the thing closed. Okay. No, not going hiking next weekend. The next time I'm going hiking, as I know right now, is Jordan and I have another trip to the Smokies planned for the weekend that Alabama is not playing. That's October 31st, that weekend. That's Alabama's off week, and he goes to all the games. His dad and him have season tickets. So Alabama's off week is the weekend he plans a hiking trip. So we're planning on going to the Smokies for the fall colors on October 31st, which that'll pretty much be the higher altitudes. The trees will already be pretty bare, but the lower altitudes will still have some color to them. So we're going to hike Mount LeConte again that weekend. He told me last night while he was at that game watching, he said, I was sitting there about the fourth quarter and wish that I had gone hiking this weekend. He said, I did not want to be there for the rest of that game. It's the same one I was kidding up before that the drills were in the freezer for that one. Yes, Don Marie. Yes. New stuff added yesterday and this weekend. Yes, y'all go check it out. Check out their shop. I haven't done it in a while myself. I need to go check out. Is it still like a bunch of cool cover minders? Because I remember when y'all started it. We got to dig through all your cover minders you had made and pick one. Last one, y'all. Where is the Nana 10? Y'all remember Nana 10? You should check out Capture by Radiance. They're having 40% off of each DP. I've never even heard of them. Capture by Radiance. I have to look it up. Yes, please. I want to see that. Let me check here. Oh, I kind of like that little skull with the wings minder that y'all got, Don Marie. That's pretty cool. And the weapon fidget minder is pretty cool. And the okay, you named it colorful fidget minder, but it's the one with the pistols. That's really cool. Hmm. But yes, I would love the link for. Oh, there it is. Amazing big summertime sale here at Captured by Radiance. Use code SummerSale23 at checkout and receive 40% off all diamond painting kits. Sale ends September 30th. Okay. Let's see what they got that I might or might not like. That Orion Diamond Cast is beautiful. That pen, it's a pen. What in the world are the giant? Oh, those are made from rocks. Oh, those are beautiful. Oh, that is cool. Wow, they got special drills. Let's see their kits. Under construction, it says. Oh, well, that's not helping anything. Um, New releases. Nothing. Kits. Under construction. Nothing. Well, how am I supposed to like? Oh, on sale. Okay. They're beautiful kits, but so far I just don't see anything that makes me go, "Wow, I gotta get that." There's only 2 pages of paintings there, and really none of them are my thing. I mean, some of those Dominic Davidson ones are good, but I've got a Chuck Pinson or two in the. I've got a Chuck Pinson. I don't think I've got a Chuck Pinson. I think I've got a Dominic Davidson one already in the closet that I don't know that I'm ever even going to do. At one point, I probably will. And I'll have to keep checking them out. So right now, there's just not a lot of things there that are, you know, appealing to me personally, but I'm sure there's an awful lot of people here that stuff like that would appeal to. I'm just not into like fairies and stuff like that, and I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the landscapes that I see out there. I mean, landscapes are beautiful as photographs and as the actual paintings, but they just don't transfer well to me over to diamond painting as some things do. Look at that, the last color, y'all. Drop one. Oh, wait, that's a different color. Maybe I didn't drop one. Y'all should have seen the vacuum cleaner. She's redoing everything. Oh, you're leaving Domry. Oh, okay. Didn't realize that. That's the one I got. The tigers. Yeah, the tigers were cool. I just don't have a place for tigers in my room, in my house anywhere. I love kitting up, Dreamer. Up good night, Lisa. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, Dawn Marie. I'll see you later. I love kitting up, Dreamer. Kitting up is actually one of my favorite things to do with diamond painting when it's not full of static. You know what? I'm going to use my new cup, and I'm going to go make myself a glass of tea. All right. I is back. One of the guys that came last night for the game, to watch the game at the house, brought a family pack size of Guthrie's chicken fingers and fries. And we were munching on those all night, and he left them here when he left last night. So I put them in the fridge. That's what I had for dinner tonight. But came with a gallon of Guthrie's sweet tea. It's so good. Well, I can get that, Don Marie. I mean, I understand. Auburn, I get it. Not many artists make elephant paintings, and even fewer of them make red elephant paintings. And my house would kind of look weird with just a bunch of random elephants everywhere if it wasn't Alabama elephant things. Yay, it's kitted up. I don't have to worry about that anymore. I have this that I need to work on. Somebody threw this away in the dumpster. It's a giant galvanized metal elephant. Like, it's hard to see from way up because I don't have you way up there. There it is. It's this big galvanized metal elephant. It's meant to hang on your wall. Somebody paid $29.99 for it at, I can't remember, is it Michael's or Hobby Lobby that does the at-home brand on it? You can see it on the tag there. I think that's either Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Somebody paid $30 for that thing at Michael's. Just a piece of galvanized metal elephant. It was sitting out by the dumpster one day. Somebody either moved or cleaned out their apartment, and it was out by the dumpster. So I picked it up, and it's got a little bit of rust on it, but I could take some white vinegar and put on that and get rid of that rust, and take some sandpaper and sand that thing down really good and get it nice and smooth and everything. And I've got an airbrush here and plenty of paints, and I can mix up some Alabama Crimson paint, and I can spray that thing nice and pretty, and I can get me and put me a nice Alabama A on it and hang that on my door or on my wall somewhere. Right, time to pull out the knife. And I need to do centimeter side here. All right. And my pen, so I can mark it. Meow, Hank, meow. I hear you, buddy. Actually, I need to go just a little above that. Let's go 2 millimeters higher. There we go. And go there. Go 22 millimeters higher there. There we go. Boy, Hank. There. Have the knife. Oops. Okay, there we go. And put the end of it there. And we'll go 10 centimeters there. We'll go to that one. So easier to see with the light pad on. Be able to see the. Oh, wait. There we go. And there's my first section. Right there. Another 10 centimeters there. All right, let me find that cut that I made there. Okay. Where's that cut? I don't think I cut all the way through. Huh. Yes, I am exact, y'all. I like exact cutting. There we go. No, it did it that time. All right. There. From there, we go there. We go 10 centimeters to there. Make sure that one peels up like it should. Yes, it does. And then, what is it? Well, this parchment paper makes it harder to see. Let me go 10 more centimeters. What's underneath of it there that's stopping me? Nothing. Okay. There, okay. That one there. 10 more centimeters takes us to that one. So let's do that one. Right there. There we go. The bottom row is cut. Doo-doo. There we go. First section uncovered. Finally. Just the bottom strip of 10 centimeters. The camera just keeps moving all over the place on me. It's because I got the front legs of the tripod actually sitting on top of the light pad, and the back part sitting on the desk. So every time I move the painting, the camera moves a little bit with it, and I've been moving the painting since I sat down here. Okay, y'all, this cup is really, really nice. Like that top really does seal up really good. Like, that's nice. like I said, it's got my logo on one side. And Hank on the other side. I was impressed with how the printing was. I wasn't sure how the printing was going to look on bare uh, stainless steel. The pictures made it look good, like the sample images and stuff made it look really good. But I was blown away when I actually got it and saw how good it actually looked. Like I said, I wouldn't use anything abrasive. Like I wouldn't use the scrubber side of a scrubber sponge on the outside of it. I would just use a regular, just everyday sponge, soapy sponge on the outside of it, just to get the thing. I wouldn't put it in the dishwasher either, because I don't know how the printing would handle that. But I do know that it looks good, and I'll have to check. I had somebody else ordered the stainless steel travel water container that's like the sports bottle, and they sent me an image of it right after they got it and sent me a little video of it, and it looked really good. I'm gonna have to check with her and find out how it's holding up after being washed, how the printing is holding up on it. But whatever they use to print, you can kind of feel it. It's got a different feeling, like it's almost like a rubberized type of printing, I guess. I don't know. Like you can feel the edges of it when you run your hand over it. You can kind of feel the edge of it. It's got like almost like a plasticky feeling. Oh. Okay. Um, it's almost got like a plasticky feeling on the print part. So I'm guessing they use some kind of like a transfer printing or something on it. I don't know. It's weird. Oh. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to cut up another piece of dryer sheet and put pieces in all of the other ones that I kitted up the last time before I put it in the freezer. That's what I forgot to do. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Oh, and if y'all ever haven't had it yet, you can get it at Walmart. If you like coffee, you can buy the Black Rifle Coffee Company instant packets. And I'm not normally a fan of instant coffee. I take it when I go hiking because, well, they're small little packets about the size of a Crystal Light packet, maybe a little bigger. And they're easy to carry and lightweight. So that's why I carry them when I'm hiking, because then all I got to do is boil my water and put it in a cup and then pour this in it. But you can drink this hot or cold, and it's really, really good. I took some of this in my last hiking trip, and it is awesome. Like I said, it's just little, I said about the size of Crystal Light packets. It does not taste like instant coffee. And I end up with so many pens. I don't even know where I got this pen. It's got something on it from my truck. Because I carried it in the truck for a while in the little console compartment. But yeah, that little pink thing there is like rubber, like a little pink rubber insert. The little ribbon is. It's really cool. And my battery's low on my vape. Just as I figured. Uh-oh. Why is the camera out of focus? Focus, camera, focus. There you go. See? Focus. There really isn't anything for it to focus on with this painting because it's kind of all like, it's so muted on the paint on the printing. It's still sticky. Okay. This thing is, it had a clear, no, it did, I guess it didn't have a clear cover on it when I got it because it's double-sided adhesive. Of course, I spilled something on it over here. I think that was from some spaghetti I made. I think I dropped a piece of meat with some spaghetti sauce on it on the side, and it just kind of osmosis its way through the canvas. Because it's even on the backside. I have not diamond painted in over a month, y'all. Probably even longer than that. I stopped work on the big one to pull this one out and work on it. And Hank, what do you want, buddy? Oh, I guess it is almost time, huh? You got 15 minutes. You think you're going to live for 15 more minutes? Or are you just going to fall over and die if you don't get it right this second? He's looking at me like, Dad, you know the answer to that. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's a good boy. And Arya's down here on the floor doing the same thing, looking at me. What are you doing, Arya? Are you going to lay down on my bag? I've got a little drawstring backpack thing that I got at VO, and I carry it to work every day with my vape stuff in it and other stuff that I need to carry, like my charging cables and stuff like that. Arya likes laying on it, on the floor beside my desk. Nope, the tummy clock cannot be denied. But his tummy clock is running 15 minutes fast. So we got to reset it. Yep. We got to reset it. We got to wind it. Or unwind it, one or the other. Yep. He's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. Yes, he is. Yeah. All the guys came over last night. Hank was just loving it because he'd just go from one to the other and just lay there and get belly rubs from all of them. Hank is a people cat. Arya, not so much. Arya hid in the bedroom all night. And even after everybody had left and it was just me left here, I had to coax her to come out of the bedroom. She likes Paul. He comes here and she comes out and hangs out and loves on Paul, but she will not get other people around, and she's not very happy about being around when people are. Second they walk through the door, she runs like they're going to kill her or something, and she goes and hides. In fact, when Amber was coming to take care of them while I went hiking, she said she never saw Arya once when she came. And I was like, and that's the odd part. I was like, when nobody else is around, Arya is right by my side all the time, usually. She's not very far away from me. Ain't that right, Arya? Huh? Ain't that right, baby? You're a sweet girl. Yeah, you are. But you only be sweet to the people you want to be sweet to. Yeah. But she's always looking at everybody with this look of like, what's up with you? Even me, she gives me this look like, I don't know what to think. Hi, Hank. I know. I know. I know, buddy. I know. Yeah, I know. Oh. He's rubbing his face on my hat, licking my arm. All right, y'all. We're getting close enough to that time, and Hank is not going to allow me to do anything else until he gets what he wants. Are you? Huh? No, you're not. So I will see y'all again next weekend. I don't have any plans next weekend to do anything, so I will be here. I'll put more thought into maybe only going 2 hours from here on out. So next week might be my first shortened one. I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. But until next time, rock on, y'all, and roll tide. Oh, thank you, Odd. Yes, my merch store. Thank you for putting the link up there. I say roll tide because I'm still going to stand behind them, even though they played like a bunch of high schoolers last night. And I just see no hope in us having a good season this year yet, but maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, on that, till then, rock on, roll tide, have a good week, be safe, and we'll see each other again this time next week. Next year, yeah, next week. All right, night, y'all.